one thing I learned was that someone like William Shakespeare, that his genius didn't just come from some, a message from the sky, that he somehow is chosen to deliver it. We chose to believe that he was just a man first foremost, with a heart, with someone he loved and lost. And from that loss, he turned to creativity and community to process his grief. To train ourselves to become comfortable, to sit in the tension of not knowing what's going to happen, of the discomfort of maybe something bring up in myself from the scene. To actually sit in that discomfort, not attach some narrative to it, but just allow it to pass through you. What it does is it actually alchemizes and become a very potent creative energy. Yeah.
Wow.
It does, yeah.
It's like comes through you. That's so
Yeah, and a lot of times if we don't know how, then that energy gets stuck inside of us.
really.
Then it becomes calcified and it becomes a trauma or a wound. But when you have a way to work with it, you can become immense creative energy. And we know in the film, that's what happens to William Shakespeare and Hamlet.
What's, I guess, the most challenging part of directing and telling a story where the audience might already know how it ends? How do you balance that?
That's a good question. Tension, we think about how do we create tension and polarity within every scene. Not ever relying on, oh no, it's, we can chill and slack off on this scene because I know some kind of puzzle is leading that. I think it's actually really a good exercise to see how can we keep the audience so hooked within individual scene. Yeah.
And we both, we were like, that's really amazing.
You put your heart and soul into this role.
Yeah.
Then when the accolades come and you're going out and you're campaigning, how do you not let that element of it kind of change how you feel about the film and kind of what it actually means to you outside of the noise?
That's a great question. I love that question. I think I have a different perspective on this a bit because I grew up in the business, and I know that, if anything, I think from the outside in it looks different than the inside out. From the inside, for me, growing up was if you really want to do this, you really have to love it. And if you don't really love it and that's not why you're doing it, then you're going to believe all the hype and you're going to believe all of the criticism, right? You're going to believe it all. And then you're going to get wrapped up in it, and it's not going to allow you to live a full, happy, content life. And so you just sort of humbly take these moments and enjoy them, but remember what we're doing here, which is celebrating the arts. And I think this has actually been the most inspiring because we're living in a time where movies are, we need to be protecting the art form, and we want to get people in the theater. And so it's sort of changing the way we celebrate this. It's not only a celebration because we love it, but it's a celebration because we want to keep people excited about the theater experience, And so as someone who grew up in that magic, it's sort of been this inspiring motivational push for me as on the other side of just getting films made, getting people in the seats becomes a bigger purpose than just one film or the best film or the best performance.
Is that what it is?
Working with Ryan Coogler is also a writer. He gets me involved very early. I'm one of the first people that will be able to read a script. And I remember on this project, he called me out of the blue. I know he's writing, but he called me on FaceTime, and I see him sitting there with a guitar, and he was like, "Hey man, how do I play this riff?" And I was like, "Are you learning to play guitar right now?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to learn to play this guitar." And every day he was practicing while he was writing the movie, and it was just, I was so surprised that he was writing a movie about a guitar player, and it was just kind of a jaw-dropping moment for me when I read the script for the first time. You know, especially reading about that surreal music montage. You know, that was insane.
When you were there,
I wasn't maybe thinking that far. It was a long process because I didn't know exactly what's my part in this project, what's my part in this music. And so it took a long time to kind of find myself. But Brian, you know, wanted me on board very early on, and I moved out to New Orleans. I was there on set every day while they were shooting the film, and so I was really living and breathing the film, and that's kind of how it all came together. And then, yeah.
so